You're now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome in to episode 74 of the Palmetto Dugout Show. We got Coach Espo and we got Sean Smith down below. What's going on, Sean, down there?
Hey, let's go ahead and throw it out there. Austin, throw it out there. We want to congratulate you on winning the bowl pick'em. Let's go ahead and throw it out there. You are the champ, defending champ, bowl pick'em.
So why are we going thumbs down, Coach?
He's still not on here.
As much as I would love to start the show by talking about that I did, in fact, win the bowl pick'em this year, and nobody can take that away from me until at least next December or January. I'm still Sean, so yeah. And then on the even the little slide after that, it just says Sammy and Drew. Like, I guess I'm just here for. I'm just here
Austin,
to. I get it. It's okay.
You're here for the people. You're here for the people. This was a. You know, I know Drew's excuse. He's going to say the guys calling the Gamecock baseball game. They got more important things to do than to deal with us. But, you know, one of these days we're going to get this thing right, and it's just going to be a picture of you out there, like a billboard.
I'm just going to enjoy my day down here at the shipyard, and
Are you up in the? Are you right now? Are you up in the press box?
I'm up in the press box.
River Field.
I'm actually keeping. I'm keeping Game Changer for my son's game right here.
Sun's still out. I see. Huh?
The guy that walks the top up there, he yelled at me and got me to come up, and I'm running the scoreboard and the Game Changer at the same time.
But then also yelled at you to get out of there because he forgot to tell you to go in there.
Yes. Yep. And Murray's about to come get me because he realized I have sunflower seeds.
$100 fine.
I get Eddie to pay it.
Along with some tobacco.
Cousin Eddie. Captain Eddie. This is why we do the show right here. Captain. We'll get to see Captain Eddie very soon. I think I'm 4 days away. Who knows?
He coming this weekend? He's going to be in attendance.
Captain Eddie will. We assume.
Captain Eddie, we're assuming.
Okay. Just making sure.
You know what happens when you assume, though, so we'll figure it out when we get there.
I assumed I was going to be on the this week. Okay.
Okay, guys, let's get down to business. Let's get to what the people really want here. Austin was at the beautiful and very talented Steve Sanders tournament this weekend. While I was at the Palmetto Classic, high school baseball is officially underway. Sammy was MIA. He was down in Savannah scouting some bananas.
Banana ball, baby. Banana ball at its finest. The greatest baseball, hands down. Ain't even close. Sorry.
Was John Cena there?
John Cena was not there. We didn't have any. There was no. Can't see me. We didn't have any special guests. But I'm gonna tell you, it's the greatest. Before you guys really break it down, the greatest entertainment, hands down, out there. It's phenomenal. So if you awesome listeners and you two jabronis, as a certain wrestler always says out there, have not been to a banana ball game, I would thoroughly suggest ponying up a little bit of cash if you can get on the waiting list and go to Banana Land, because it is fantastic. It is a fantastic time. It is nonstop action from the moment you get in line to the time you get in your car and start driving up the dreaded miserable 95.
That sounds very similar to what our future weekend is going to be at the Shipyard.
A lot of action. We'll start this thing off. Austin, Steve Sanders, what about it?
I do agree. I got to put a little plug in. It is baseball season. I was on my way Friday morning. I was on my way to work, and knowing everybody's preseason tournament was going to kick off. And of course, what does it do? It hadn't rained in 2 weeks, and it rained like 4 inches in about 2 hours. And I said, man, I sure would love to be going out here and putting on like a set of muck boots and just scooping water off of this field. And then I was like, oh, no, actually, I don't have to worry about that. So I got in my truck Saturday morning, stopped at 7-Eleven, got me a cup of coffee, a bag of sunflower seeds, and we went and hit the road. And it was go time for the Steve Sanders tournament up at where was I? Burns, Duncan, South Carolina. Yeah. So where was I supposed to go with that?
How about you break down a few players? You know what I mean?
You will talk about the game.
Yeah,
Well, the first
there.
The first game I got to see was actually a tight game. It was Burns and St. Joe's, and it was St. Joe's came out, got a big lead. Burns had a right-handed pitcher that I really liked. He didn't fare. He got my first Twitter hex of the year, or X hex. I don't know if I can say that. It's kind of weird, but last year I noticed that every time if a pitcher had a good first couple innings and I would tweet about him, get a video, they would immediately fall off the wagon as soon as I hit send. Well, Cole Comfort, 2024 right-handed pitcher from Burns, Coach Holyfield, he told me about him before the game, so he might like him, and he was right. He was 83, 85 early. First inning, I think he struck out 2 out of the 3 batters. And so I was like, okay, I like this kid. He had good breaking ball. He was throwing a slider and a curveball. Had kind of the get me over and the old swing and miss slider. And I thought we were in for a treat. And I tweeted about him, and then a couple errors, pass balls, a couple walks later in the second inning, it was downhill from there. But I do like the kid. I like the pitcher. I think he's got. I think he's going to have a good year for Burns up there. And then in that same game, we had Henry Dryden from St. Joe's. It was the first time I seen him in a game. I didn't get to see St. Joe's last year, I don't believe. But, yeah, I think Drew got them at Steve Sanders. But this year, I got to see them. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't know anything about them going into it. Got a new coach. And Mr. Dryden and several of his friends there. But he started the game at shortstop, was hitting in the 3-hole for him. I think he hit 3, maybe 4 times throughout the day, and he hit everything hard. I mean, it didn't matter who he was facing. It could have been anywhere from 78 to 85. He was hitting it hard, pull, other way. I think he had at least 3 hits, if not 4. Runs well, plays good defense. Came in to close the game on the mound. Came in, I think it was 8-5 when he came in, and probably should have got the save. Couple I guess defensive blunders might be a good way to put it. Kept him from getting that save. They ended up tying the game 8-8, but he's definitely a junior infielder, right-handed pitcher. If you got a subscription, you'll get to read about him here in a couple weeks. So that was game 1. You want me to do game 2 too?
Knock it out.
So game 2 got to see somebody's pick for 3A state champ, the Blue Ridge Fighting Tigers. Got to see the Fighting Travis Henson. Him and his coaching staff came out. He brought Chick-fil-A biscuits for his coaching staff too. That was very nice of him. They're also the coaching staff Air Maxes, solid white. It was a good look for the boys. It was a very good look. Solid white Air Maxes for all the coaches. Interested to see how that plays out when the field gets a little messy, but we'll see.
Unlimited budget. Maybe they got multiple.
Maybe they've got more than one. That's a good thought. So for Blue Ridge, I'm going Brady Smouse, shortstop. Last year, I got to see him in the same tournament when Blue Ridge won it, and I saw him play, I think, 3 times. Coach Henson mentioned him to me last year before they started playing. But this year he's hitting lead off, playing shortstop for him. He's filled out a little bit, put some size on from last year. He's also a junior, 2025 shortstop. But very similar to Dryden. It was like every time he came to bat, it didn't matter who was on the mound, he was hitting something hard. Plays really good defense, and he had a lot better arm than I thought he did. He made a couple plays and had to cut it loose, and I was like, okay, this he's got a shot. So that Blue Ridge lineup, 1 through 4, 1 through 5, they can swing it a little bit. And if he's going to be up there at the top, hitting the way he hit the other day, I don't think their outcomes in that tournament so far have been quite what they expected, or maybe some of the fans or some of the parents expected. But
message boards are popping early, huh?
I think they're going to be just fine. I think they still got the arms, and I think they've got they're as good of 1 through 4 as 1 through 3, 4, 5, however many you want to count. I think they got a shot still, but I liked he stuck out for me for Blue Ridge at the top. And then for Woodruff, I got to see Woodruff last year in the tournament as well. Coach Brown, his second year up there, but the main player for them that I liked is their starting pitcher, Colin McAbee. I saw him last year; he was catching. This year, he was on the mound. I didn't know he pitched. Found that out. He started. Actually, he was very good on Saturday. He, like I said, Blue Ridge got a pretty good lineup there at the top, and he made pretty easy work of them for 3 or 4 innings. He was up to 84. It got a really good slider. I was impressed with the slider. Got some swing and miss, stacked up a couple strikeouts in there. And then at the plate, he's up there in the middle of the Woodruff order. Swings the bat well. I remember him. He was a pretty good catcher last year as well. So he's 6'1". I think there's a little more in there than 84, but might have to check that out later in the year. I think he won a playoff game last year on the mound. So, yeah. I ran out of things to say about Steve Sanders.
Transitions are really good.
Yeah, there's not a better transitioner in the nation. Usually just kind of ends with yeah.
Yeah. Well, I get done talking and I'm thinking, somebody's going to have something to say, and nobody says anything. So I just
you got to make it a question.
I just does anybody else want to hear anything else about the Steve Sanders tournament?
All right, over to you, Drew. We'll finish up.
Yeah, we'll here you go. Hey, we'll save the best for last here. The Palmetto Classic surely was a classic. Also known as the Arm Barn for two days. 3 90+ arms, 7 87+ arms. So I'm just going to talk about the arms because that was the only thing there for 2 days. You start off Friday night, opening day with Westside got Dawson Sifry. Welcome to opening day for Westside. 6'6" righty, 88-91, topping at 92. Made it look very easy for JL Mann there early on. We had him at PSA North. I think he was up to 89, right, Coach, around that area. Mm-hmm. And he's been 90 a few times before, but he's making those jumps, and he's got a lot left to go. Off speed looked well. A slider at 78, 79, change up at 83. That was effective. Pounded the zone, first through third inning, fourth inning. Got a little messy, but it is February. So you expect that to kind of develop along, hopefully there for Sifry, but he's going to be one to watch as we move on. And then you go to Saturday morning. You got Landon Fowler. Shocker, right? Here we go with the side eyes. Here we go.
Here we go. Big shock.
Powdersville, my 3A upper state champ pick. Playing JL
Former
future gamer. We're getting there. Hang on. He faces Bryce Harder. Powdersville. Bryce Harder. The one at JL Mann. Powdersville ends up winning 3-1. But Fowler, the same thing, 88, 90, 90, topping at 92. Same thing we saw in the future games. Command changeup looked good. Slider still got a little work to do, but was effective in that game. And then Bryce Harder on the other side was 86, 87, topping at 88. Went 3 innings without giving up a hit. And then they bring in, how about this? I'm going to miss one too because from the other day. Hunter Howard. So they've got a guy, 86, 87, topping at 88. They bring Hunter Howard in. You're like, okay, another former future gamer. He's 88, 91, topping at 93. So the sheet's looking really good at this point.
And then we got Mr. Jones over here. He just chopped liver.
I forgot about him. The Friday night.
Hold down there at the bottom.
After Sifri, they bring in Luke Jones, who's 86, 88, topping at 89. So at this point, we've seen 4 JL man arms, and they're all above 86. But Luke Jones was really good against Westside. And then you had Hunter Howard, who struggled at times, max effort guy, but still has the ability there going to Radford. Still has the ability to do very well with man this year. And then you go the next game, which was BHP and Woodmont. Woodmont had a former junior future gamer in Will Fulcher, who was up to 86. And then BHP counter with Lane Magaha, who was up to 83. So we haven't seen anything below 80 yet, guys. And then it's coming. It really is, but it's a really effective arm. Hang on. I don't remember what his name was. Greenwood takes on Crescent. Crescent puts Brody Linker on the mound. Brody Linker going to Presbyterian. He's 84, 86, topping at 87. Greenwood comes with Matt Murray. Coach 85, 87, topping at 88. So we got 2 big arms going at it. Both were very effective early. And then Crescent brings in a guy that's 64 to 69, and he pitches 3 innings and shuts him down. That's just the way the tournament ended for me.
That's my kind of guy right there.
That's an Austin Smith.
That's his name. That was his name. Austin Smith.
Get out of here quickly.
So obviously the arms were on display. If you have a subscription, maybe you'll see some hitters in there as well as we get those scout blogs out. But obviously the pitching dominated in day 1 and day 2 of the Palmetto Classic.
I think we need to check Drew's radar again.
You know, we have all joked that I think maybe Drew should quit covering high school baseball already.
I'm done. If you don't have a 90 arm, I'm not coming.
But the problem is he's gonna hit it again this weekend with what we got coming up again, right? We got more preseason tournaments with more good teams coming. So it's we start off hot, and you know we'll continue to run. We'll hit some peaks and valleys, but it's okay. That's the world of high school baseball. I don't care what state you're in. It is what it is, but it makes it fun. And I'll tell you one thing: it's always fun when you guys go out there and y'all see that, and the texts are coming through on my end, and you guys are fired up to see some of this great talent we're seeing so far. So yeah, it was kudos to you guys getting out there. Kudos to you guys getting out there and working.
About middle of March, he'll be on a Tuesday night. He'll be out somewhere, and it's going to get really cold and windy, and it's going to be not much happening. Concession stands sold out, nowhere good to sit. Yep, he'll catch a dragger, one of those like human rain delay games where the pitcher won't stop throwing to first base, and the coach is arguing 7 pounds and.
His battery will die in his camera.
Yeah, phones. He's got his phone plugged up on the side of the concession stand. Just he'll catch one of those. That's okay.
But hold on. Let me get back to it. Can we please talk about JL Man and what is in the water in JL Man?
If I didn't know any better, I'd say Coach Bolton's just up there churning out pitchers like he's just got nothing better to do. But
we're not even talking about Teddy Gardner too. He didn't even pitch. And what I saw,
we're saving him.
Just saving him over there. I mean, what do we got going on up there? I mean, it's incredible. We've joked about it, right? JL Man has broke out. I'm not going to say better pitchers, right? It is what it is. They broke out some better arm strength than a lot of Division I baseball programs have broke out over the course of a season.
Some of them in the upstate.
And it's, again, right? It's not always it's not that velo always matters. I mean, it's always helpful. Let's be honest. I mean, that's why you turn on a big league game and you don't see many 86-mile-an-hour pitchers throwing. You can say what you want. Velo matters, but it's impressive what they got going on up there. And I mean, we're about to see some more this week. I think somebody's going to see some more on a Monday night. And we're going to keep this thing rolling. It's impressive what JL Man's rolling up there, and I don't think we went on a limb and kind of went with some predictions with those boys up there. Now, we just need them to scratch across about 2-3 runs a game, but we'll figure that out.
But they went against the Mean Machine Powdersville, my pick. So that's just what it was.
Just ran up against that buzzsaw. That is the fighting Powdersville, Drew Stewart.
The fighting Padgett's.
The fighting Stewies. The fighting Stewie twos.
Yep. That's it.
Oh,
Coach Stewie was with his cousin at the baseball game today. He sent me a picture. So he was with his cousin Fowler at the game today. So don't worry. Watching his brother McGuffin play. So don't worry about it.
Coach has got 2 great pictures I sent him today.
Did you get to sit in the recruit section? They let you in the dugout with them?
I was in the Cajun Cafe. Everyone wanted to come sit with Stewie.
Do you get the friends and family discount down there? Or how's
I
that
do.
work?
Look, I was sitting with a Fountain Inn, a Seneca, a Powdersville. I was very diverse in who I was sitting with.
Well, it's a good thing you were there today and not Friday night. I think you had better baseball going on Friday night where you were than if you'd have went to Tigerland.
Yeah, it would have been a lot better.
Depends on who you're pulling for, I guess.
No, that's true.
Yeah, see, there you go. Now to the upcoming Shipyard Showdown, in which
I'm already here.
You're so fired up.
That's how excited I am.
He's sleeping in the press box.
I'm in the parking lot. Sitting out there on my yacht.
He's going to the Swig and Swine.
Captain Eddie dropped him off.
Yeah. Captain Eddie dropped me. We're going to eat brisket in the morning. A little brisket and grit bowl.
God almighty. Here we go. Let's go through the 12 teams participating. Starting off at the top. You got Riverside.
I've already put my pick in. Sorry.
I mean, Austin, would you shut up for 10
My
seconds?
bad. But I've already put my pick in.
Shut up. We got Riverside, Wando, Oceanside, Eastside. We got a lot of sides. Hanahan, Lugoff, Elgin, Legion Collegiate, Ashley Ridge, Fort Dorchester, Northwestern, James Island, and Lucy Beckham. So Austin said he's already got his pick in. Austin, you've got to give me your pick to win it all. Just tell the people, since they're apparently everyone already knows.
Well, I have my final matchup. If the bracket will work out in that favor for this to happen, I got James Island versus Wando, and give me the Trojans winning the whole thing. I hadn't looked at how the bracket's laid out. That might not even be possible. They might be in the same pool or something.
They might be. So that's why I said just a champ. So you saying James, you just want to take a champ here. We don't know how the bracket's working out.
Give me the Trojans.
Coach?
I'm riding with them, baby.
Coach, I've kind of, last year I kind of picked them as a sleeper. They still had a good little run last year. I'm going with them Wando Warriors this year. I'm sticking with the champions staying down there in Low Country. I'm liking the Wando Warriors. I think it's going to be a tough battle for them. We'll see what kind of pitching they got lined up. We do know their number one's a superstar down there, but I think they got some bats to slug it around. And, they don't have a far trip to head over there. So I'm gonna go with the Wando Warriors getting the dub. Yeah, that time zone isn't going to get them.
Because I like that pick, because when I went into my Google Drive today to copy where I can do my scout notes for Steve Sanders, I found my scout notes from the Shipyard last year, and Wando was one of my teams I had to write up. And there's some players down there. I don't want to throw anything out there. Some of them might have gotten the portal that I don't know about, but
well. Oh my gosh!
If all those guys that's on that list returned, except for the 23, the 23.
Yeah. Well, they get a COVID year. They get to come back.
You might have redshirted. You got a red shirt because you couldn't pass physics. I'm gonna shut up now. It's your turn, Drew. Who you got winning?
I'm gonna stick in the Low Country. I'm not going with y'all, but I'm going with Hanahan to win the whole entire tournament. I think the Gomes brothers and Clemson put on a show down at the beautiful Shipyard and win the tournament. I'm gonna stay in there. Now,
no love for the out of area for any of us.
I almost went Lugoff, but I decided to go Hanahan.
Lugoff. we tend to throw the word sleeper around, and I think we use the word sleeper because, there's a lot of local flavor in this tournament. But Lugoff's got a couple arms that are going to light up some radar guns down here, Coach. I think we're going to have some heat cheaters.
James Allen Day 2. Lugoff
What
and James
part of the
Allen.
state is Lugoff in? I've never been.
Come again?
Out of area?
The Columbia.
Lugoff.
Are they at,
Where is
Lugoff's outside of Columbia.
Okay. I was just
it's like if you're going on Columbia and you're going 20, like you're going to like Florence.
Like we're going to Buc-ee's.
Yeah. When you're going to take your job as the car wash attendant for $150,000,
would make much more than I do covering games here for the great state of South Carolina.
Just a little bit, not by much.
And more than I get working in the education system of South Carolina.
Oh my gosh, here we go. So big week ahead. We'll kick it off Thursday morning. We will have daily recaps on the StreamYard here, and I'm thinking, it's just going to be me and Austin Friday. I think Friday night, Austin, we're going to go live with the day 2 recap.
Wow,
Coach, how about
be with us? Or is it just us? Where are we at here?
Blake's gonna be roaming. Blake's
He's
gonna
at
be
the
IP Thursday, and then
Coastal
to the
Invitational.
Coastal Invitational. Time out for all you listeners out there, and some other people that are trying to figure out our plan of attack. We're gonna knock out, obviously, the Shipyard Showdown, Optera Solution.
That's right.
IP Classic, Coastal Invitation. Watch out now.
Steve Sanders Palmetto Classic. 6 tournaments.
Well, don't forget where we could make a guest appearance tomorrow.
And the Fountain Inn Classic. Let's just go ahead and say it. 7 tournaments.
Let's not forget the ice cream store that we're going to tackle while we're down there at Shipyard as well. So,
if we can make it through the brisket bowl,
might even hit the lemonade stand one day too.
Okay, we got to. Let's get back on here.
Because we will have. We've done way worse than this before.
Yeah, it's way worse. We get some previews out throughout this week of that upcoming Shipyard tournament, and scout blogs will be rolling out through the various tournaments covered. So make sure you have a what, Austin?
You better get that subscription to Prep Baseball South Carolina. PB no R, baby.
PB no R.
It's PBSC After Dark now.
I think we got to work on our Twitter handle though, because we're still at PBRSC. We might need to edit that.
Coach, that's in the process of tackling. That's above all of our pay grades.
Is it?
But if you ever notice, it has already switched to Prep Baseball South Carolina.
I like that.
So
you like that logo?
But that's way over our pay grade of all 4 of us, 3 of us on this show. 4 if you count Sean Smith, who's not on here. But that's way over us.
No, that's me. I'm Sean. Thank
you. My bad, Sean. So that's in the process of all switching itself. It just when you rebrand it takes a little while. It just takes a little bit of time. But there's PB no R. Hashtag PB no R.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like it.
Big weekend upcoming other than the beautiful Shipyard tournament. It is rivalry.
Is there something big going on in the state?
I don't know. I think it's Anderson's playing North Greenville. I think that's rivalry weekend. But none other than the Gamecocks and the Tigers take action Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now's your predictions for the Carolina-Clemson game. Austin, we'll start with you.
This is side note. This is one of my favorite parts about going to that Shipyard tournament with Drew. Is we stay in a hotel room and Drew gets abnormally stressed out for a competition of
the game's already over by the time we get to the hotel.
But you walk around like it's almost like you gambled your life savings away on these games.
I might have.
You may have. I don't think I've seen anybody get so worked up about an athletic competition between college kids who you have zero control over as you do during this weekend. So
why are you always talking shit? Just make the pick.
wanted to add that in there because
it is definitely PB after dark.
Well, I would have went Clemson, but after this past weekend, I think I'm going Carolina. I mean, not that they. I mean,
2 out of 3 or a sweep.
Ooh. Ooh, I didn't know that was coming. Give me the Gamecocks for the sweep.
Whoa!
Wow!
All 3. Yes.
Whoa!
Give me the fighting chickens getting all
Coach
3.
Espo.
Wow! This is one of those tickets that you can always throw, right? The records, the teams, all of it out of the window. It doesn't matter. You got 3 different venues. 2 teams up in North Carolina decided to take the idea of what the Chickens and Tigers have been doing for a while now and do the traveling circus. And it was a hit. But it is, said it for years, if you take this thing and you put it at 3 major league stadiums, you'd have 3 sellouts of 20+ thousand people at those stadiums. But it's tricky. You kind of watch, like, right going into the season, right? Everybody says Clemson can pitch, don't know if they can hit. Everybody says Carolina can hit, don't know if they can pitch. Well, Clemson has hit and hasn't pitched. And Carolina's kind of done a little bit of both so far up to this point in time. So I think going on of what's happened to this point in time, through how many games they've each played, like, what,
6,
8
7.
to 10 games, whatever it is. Yeah, it ain't many games. I'd go the Chickens winning 2 out of 3. And moving on and disappearing and letting all the coaches kind of finally breathing when this thing ends on Monday. Or more so, the team that wins breathes a little bit better on Monday morning after this thing's over with.
I don't know which way to go here. Last year, I picked the Chickens to win 2 of 3, and they won 2 of 3. Espo picked them to sweep. You were the coach. However, the Tigers cannot pitch it very well. That's been seen even from right field with a few beverages. And they've got a few injuries, some critical ones at that. Not to
Next man up.
And so
it's like fertilizer.
Yep.
It's needed. Anyway, y'all got to stop with that. However, I think the Tigs.
He can't do it. He can't do it. He cannot do it. Look at him. He's breaking out in the hives right now. He can't even do it.
I think the Tigs win 2 of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Tigers take them down this year. I think they hit a little better. They hit in some critical moments. And Canarella is arguably the best hitter in the country. Hitters hit. That's what they say. When you're batting 600, it's pretty good, even in 8 games. So I think the Tigers take 2 of 3. We'll see.
Only time will tell.
Might be some money on the line. Who knows?
Very bold, I see. Okay.
We do have shout-outs.
Austin, kind of real quick, kind of Austin going back to Drew's breakdowns at the Shipyard over the Tiger Sports. So this was 2 years ago in the fall.
Oh,
when,
God, the football game.
My alma mater was playing the Tigers in football. And I think NC State proceeded to miss like 8 field goals that could have won the game. But Drew was like in the fetal position. Like
he's lying.
Watching the game. Watching the game.
We're not telling 300 viewers that I was in the fetal position when I wasn't.
It was.
I wasn't there, but that Sammy sounds very believable right now.
The viewers will believe me.
It was incredible. Oh, Omar, what do you got on this real quick? If you're still here,
Omar's going to stick with your stew.
Wasn't it Sunday last year that Clemson was up by 10 runs and you were walking
but we were
around?
We were on the way home. No. We were on the way home when the game was still going on.
He had the chest out. What?
One of the days, maybe it was Saturday.
Might have been Saturday. We
Clemson
beat them
won
Saturday.
Friday night, and then on Saturday they had a huge lead, and you were walking around Shipyard like you owned the place.
I did. My name was Jason that day.
Oh yeah, you were.
He was Cat Manny. He was Cat Manny that day.
Yep. You were Murray for about an hour. You thought you were handing out fines and taking out the trash and next thing you know, you got put on duty of like sweeping in rubber pellets on the pitcher's mound. Like it went downhill. I don't think I've ever seen anybody's attitude. We were going to go out to a fancy seafood restaurant. Drew was buying, and next thing you know, we ended up eating.
There we go. This is so unbelievable at this point. Let's get on with it.
We ended up stopping at the China Inn on Ashley.
Shut up, Austin. Shut up. You said enough for tonight. Get us some shout outs. First off, congratulations to P27 Academy on winning the high school academy showdown. Big time congrats to them. We know they have the talent. Also, I want to give a shout out. I'm not good with things. How about this? And I told y'all this. Woodmont coaching staff had J's on in the color of Woodmont. Very phenomenal shoes. I didn't recognize them until he looked at my shoes and he liked my shoes. But that's the swaggiest coaches I've seen all year.
Definitely stepped their game up from the previous staff.
Definitely stepped up. Now they lost 10-0, so I don't know what that says, but the swag was way better than the previous staff. The previous staff
doesn't matter what the score is.
Previous staff wore those old New Balances. They were coaching like they were 90 years old, which they might have been 90. I'm not totally sure. But anyway, you talk a little shit. I want to talk a little shit. Now we get to
Somebody might get shanked down to the shipyard this weekend.
No, Bug's not going to.
You better sleep with one eye open.
Blake got that pocket knife.
He probably got it on.
Maybe we need to do the podcast every Sunday at night. Moving on here. I don't know what our special segment is this year. Austin, did you go eat some food?
I've got two that I want to talk about, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. We got plenty of time.
Well, first, I said I stopped and got sunflower seeds at 7-Eleven. They got some Frank's Red Hot sunflower seeds. Mm-hmm. Be careful, is all I can say. But I was at Burns, and I told you guys I wasn't going to do the concession thing again just because I couldn't. But I decided, you know what, I'm here for 5 hours. I got a little break here between the games. My man fired up the Sam's version of the Blackstone back there and started grilling some burgers, and I had to. I went and got one, and it was great. It was all I hoped it would be, and it has gave me the motivation to go with the concession thing again. So, going to be in Fury Land tomorrow night. Can't wait to see what they got to offer.
I heard they were rolling out the red carpet for you.
You know, Coach West over there at Fountain Inn, they got a good staff over there. But Coach West, he texted me and asked me, you know, very cordial, great guy. I know he's been seen hanging out in Pickens County with some questionable folks at events in Pickens County.
He was hanging out with A-Team. He'll get
they always say if you want to know how successful you're going to be, look at the 5 closest people to you. So it's not looking great for him, but he's a good dude. So he's going to take care of us tomorrow night. We're going to have a good time, and we'll see where we end up.
I hope the concession report continues to snowball in a good way, like last year, right? Like last year, at the end of the year, all of us people were coming up to us. And they didn't even talk about baseball anymore. They talk about the concessions. You know, they were like, hey, you need to come over here and try out our double cheeseburgers. You try out this chili cheese ham hot dog over here. You know, and you're like, who's playing? I don't know. I got slaw all down my shirt. You know, it didn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm in for this. So we're, you know, I
how hard's my boy throwing doesn't matter. I'm knee deep in this chili cheese dog, and here we go.
But more importantly, we need to make sure we have Diet Cokes, not Diet Pepsis, Diet Cokes at the concession stand. I just set off my car alarm. by the way. But yeah, we need to get the
in that expensive
Diet
home.
Coke.
You sure someone didn't try to break into the car?
Coach, I got a rental car we got right now. We got a rental car. Got a new Expedition out back. New rental car.
Is the Kia down again?
No, we just took a family. We just get a little extra room for the fam, and we took some kids' friends down to the banana ball land. So just get a little extra room. You know what I mean?
Such a family man. Love it.
Yeah, it's just part of this lifestyle. Isn't that what they say? The lifestyle.
So our the other end of this segment that we're not sure if this one's going to stick or not, but we might go there.
Oh,
It's going to be our rule book session here as we talk about the rules. The first one, I didn't know this one was going to come up till this morning. The Steve Sanders tournament, we are playing a 2-hour time limit, drop dead after 2:10. I'm not going to go into the specifics there, but apparently things got sideways at one of our upstate high schools last night. So,
is that it?
Our other rule that I think we should discuss is foul tips caught by the catcher.
Oh gosh, no! This is a phone call conversation.
This has been brought to my attention on multiple occasions. If the foul tip is caught by the catcher, the ball is still live. That's all you need to know.
Unless two strikes.
Frozen?
No, he was trying to let you fill in the blank.
Unless 2 strikes.
Well, then he's out with the ball still live.
Right. But he's out. Again, he's over with. If it's out, 2 strikes, 2 outs, out. You're gone. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. 2 strikes, 2 outs, yeah. The ball's no longer live because the inning's over. But if Jimmy is on first and he's still second and the catcher catches a foul tip, he can still throw Jimmy out, even if Jimmy is your son.
No, it doesn't work that way, right?
Yep.
That is my son, right?
We had another controversial. I forgot about this one too. We had another controversial one at Burns the other day. Batter tries to get a late time from the umpire, holds the hand up, says time, and in classic high school league fashion, we don't give it to him because we're trying to speed this bad boy up. Well, as the batter's backing out of the batter's box trying to get time, umpire doesn't give it to him. The pitcher decides he's going to stop in the middle of his motion and trip and falls down the mound. Well, naturally, what do you think everybody in the stands is yelling?
Balk.
Yeah.
Balk. It's a balk. But contrary to what all of our fans believed, and several of the coaches and even the players, it's not a balk.
No.
The batter calling time and stepping out of the box can't cause a balk. So that was one you don't get to see every day. But yeah, my man took a fall. It's okay.
Took a fall.
Step off clear your head, and let's go.
You know, the time call is always an interesting one, right? Where's the fine line? Like, they call time. The umpires anticipate the pitcher throwing the ball. He doesn't know when the guy's going to throw the ball. It's too late. How did he know? You know,
you get the classic that's late from the pitching coach.
It's always that late. Yeah, the good old pitching coach. Too late.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know it was too late.
I didn't know he was ready to throw. He probably
maybe it's too early.
He probably called it because your guy's standing there with the ball in his glove thinking about what he's going to throw.
Yeah.
You might need to get a pitch clock.
On the other note, I did see 2 teams with catcher comms.
We do have pitch comm. I saw.
Did see that twice.
Blue Ridge has
Woodmont and Greenwood.
Did it speed it up? Did it speed up for you guys' sake?
The high school pitch comm seems to work better than the major league one.
It seemed like it did speed up, and I did talk to T.L. Hannah's pitching coach, and he said, for example, when Jackson Robinson's on the mound, it's like it moves very much. It's a lot quicker. He already works at a quick pace.
Coach Dyson's one of the best in the business. It's a good dude.
Yeah, so he said they've loved it a lot. So so maybe when 2 teams have it, we could see a very expedited game.
That'd make life a lot easier.
Don't want to go too fast. Might cut down on our pay.
Hey, don't give me any ideas now there, Coach Smith. Don't give me no ideas. You know, you were talking about, back to my banana land because I was doing the fun thing instead of working like you guys were out there. So the speed up, right? They have the 2-hour time limit. I turned to my wife after the first full inning went today. They played a whole inning in 9 minutes. 9 minutes. And I turned to my wife. I go, "How many games have you been to where we've played a whole inning in 9 minutes?" She's like, "Never." Like, it's just the pure excitement, right? Nobody loves, right? The big leagues. You look at the big league speed up last year, it was enormous how quick the game sped up. Right. Nobody wants to speed it up to where it's out of control, but nobody also wants to sit there and watch a 4-hour bad baseball game.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, and now you get these coaches that give you get these coaches that give signs where there's nobody on base and 2 outs and it's a 3-2 count. What sign are we giving here? You know, let's get that. That might be the special segment. Time out now. That might be the special segment. You know, what sign are we putting on here?
I'm done for the day. I don't even know what Coach said the last 3 minutes.
It was the discreet. We were trying.
Okay. All right. Anyway,
we were talking about signs.
we're gonna wrap this baby up. We've had enough. We've had the signs are done. So hey, we will see you, beautiful fans.
Tender special
on Thursday. Anyway, we will see you guys Thursday night on day one recap of the Shipyard tournament from all of us here at Prep Baseball South Carolina. Have a great week.